Something that really boils my piss is that whenever I'm getting ready to visit or move someplace I've never been, I like to go online and do a bit of homework on the better places to eat, and I'm always met with the same immeasurable disappointment every time. You see, there are really only two main options for this: Reddit and Yelp. On Reddit, you can visit the local community page and find a plethora of threads asking about the local hotspot. The problem is that the only people on Reddit who aren't Chinese bot accounts or DNC shills are hipsters looking for their fix of overpriced tacos and IPAs. So inevitably you end up in an urbanite transplant circle jerk with California or Houston transplants asking each other where to find authentic Laotian cuisine in the swamps of Mississippi. Then you have the Yelp crowd, which basically consists of Karens leaving 1-star reviews for waiting for 5 minutes for something, or pre-liver failure alcoholics giving 5-star reviews to whoever serves the strongest drinks, and a dash of those hipsters praising burger joints for offering 45 IPAs and burgers that only a creature from the Mesozoic era could fit in their mouth. So here's the deal. I just moved to Conway, Arkansas, and if you want to dox me, well, the joke is on you because I will never be important enough to anybody. I'm going to eat at every restaurant I can here and review them for the sake of future visitors. So let's do this shit. Freddy's Frozen Custard and Steakburgers is a sizable burger chain, and damn, they're good. Their burgers are well seasoned, and they actually cook them until you get those nice, crusty, burnt bits around the edges. They're basically like Five Guys, only better and about half the price. And if you're going to bring up Five Guys fries, well, one, Freddy's has fried cheese curds and onion rings, and two, you know damn well that half of those fries from Five Guys never leave the bottom of that greasy bag. So Freddy's is basically grabbing Five Guys by the collar and knocking their dicks in the dirt. Solid shit to help you form a solid shit. 8 out of 10. Los Three Potrillos is a Mexican restaurant that kind of feels like a corporate chain because everything about the aesthetic is of a higher quality than your average hole-in-the-wall Mexican joint. And don't think I'm comparing it to shitty corporate restaurants either. Everything is just sharp. When you walk in, there's a station where you can see people actually making fresh tortillas. And I would say that for standard Tex-Mex food, Los Three Potrillos has to be the upper echelon and in rarefied air. It is a solid recommend, 7 out of 10. One of the first things I look for when I go anywhere is Chinese food, and I feel I should point out I'm never looking for good. I am looking for the good side of bad. Like the dumpy little places you find where their health inspection rating is average at best, and the owner's kids are doing their homework in the lobby. So we looked up the best reviewed Chinese takeout in Conway and ended up with Oriental Kitchen. And holy shit, was it ever awful. I'm talking the fried rice doesn't even have vegetables in it. Not that you expect to get your day's recommended nutrients, just some shriveled up frozen peas and carrots. Nope, it was rice and soy sauce. Couldn't even find egg. Now look, I fully understand that when you get Chinese takeout, you can expect more than a healthy dose of sugar no matter what you order. But this food was sweet. Like, hauntingly enough to make your dentures sting sweet. They could have been serving deep-fried chunks of asbestos and I wouldn't even have noticed with all the sugar on it. Truly awful Chinese takeout. 2 out of 10. For years, I have heard the legends of Blue Bell ice cream. I know it's not even a restaurant, but I have to include this here because despite having lived in 5 other states, this is my first time residing in what I will now think of as Blue Bell country. And all I can say is holy shit, the legends were true. I grabbed some cookies and cream, ripped off the lid, was surprised and a little skeptical that they don't use a protective seal, and tasted the best ice cream I've had in my life. I'm not even much for the sweet stuff, but I am positively giddy at the thought of sampling all the flavors I have yet to try. 10 out of 10. Cane's Chicken Tenders is a chain that's mostly located in the South, and it was okay. I went with the classic tender meal with the remoulade, and while it wasn't bad, it wasn't something I'd particularly be excited to have again. The tenders were surprisingly not all that crunchy and a touch under-seasoned, and I'm pretty sure their sweet tea isn't brewed in-house, which is a big no-no. Overall, not bad. Better than the chicken tenders you get at a ball game or in prison, but certainly not on the same level as Bojangles or Popeyes. 5 out of 10. Mulan's Chinese buffet is somehow rated severely worse than the aforementioned Oriental Express, and that's a damn crime. Let me ask you a question. Have you ever gone to a Chinese buffet, gotten something that was deep fried, sauced, and left in a serving tray, and yet, it was still crunchy? Neither have I, until I went to Mulan's. You see, because Mulan's does something that's very smart. Their serving trays are small, so the employees have to cook, check back, and replenish often. So despite it not being very busy, there was a constant flow of people bringing out and refilling food. And the difference between that and almost any Chinese buffet I've ever had was extraordinary. Major props to the people there. 7 out of 10, and if you go there, make sure you grab the pepper chicken. Right next door to Mulan's is Las Palmas, a hole-in-the-wall Mexican place in a strip mall. And I will tell you this, nowhere in the world will you find a restaurant that calls itself Mexican that serves food this devoid of flavor. Chilies, cumin, pepper, salt, these are all foreign concepts to Las Palmas. You will bite into what you swear is going to be a flavorful mouthful of meat, cheese, and tortilla and come up with nothing but the taste of your own spit. It was truly astonishing. Like there have to be chemical engineers working diligently in the kitchen to erase any flavor from existence, and boy have they found it. 3 out of 10. The chicken salad chick shot to the top of my list based on the name alone, and it didn't disappoint. I got the lemon basil chicken salad on a croissant and it was damn tasty. The place is a bit more corporate than I imagined, but they put together a damn fine sandwich. 6 out of 10. Okay, listen. I'm from Philly, and like 80% of what I cook is Italian. I dream of crusty hoagie rolls that are pillowy soft on the inside, provolone so sharp that it burns the hairs in your nose, and garlic seeping from my every pore. But I also understand that I'm in the middle of Arkansas. So when I visit Verona's Italian restaurant, I go there with expectations that are so low police dogs would never find them. And still, Verona managed to miss them by a margin that makes the '84 election look like a nail-biter. It was bad. Like, worse than Olive Garden bad. And not by a little, by a hell of a lot. And the most confusing part of it all was that shortly after we sat down, we heard not one but 2 tables give their waiters unsolicited rave reviews about how good their food was. But hey, lesson learned. I will not expect anything Italian in Arkansas. 1 out of 10. Listen, I fucked up on this next one. We went to Hog BBQ at 6 p.m. on a Saturday. We got there and they were out of almost everything I would have wanted. The brisket, the burnt ends, the smoked turkey, which is honestly a good sign when it comes to barbecue that they have what they have and they don't when they don't. So I went with the sausage and the pulled pork and it was damn good. There was also a plethora of sauces to suit any palate. So if you like sweet or if you're like me, you want something a little sour and vinegary, they got you covered. Looking forward to trying this at a better time. 8 out of 10. Thanks for watching. Make sure you hit that sub button. I'll be doing another 10 when I eat at another 10, and I'll see you when I see you.